Going back to Iwo, I know you guys were probably anticipating a pretty short stay with the amount of bombardment that they had received.
They said 3 days.
You'd be on and off in 3 days?
We were supposed to go on to Okinawa after our artillery was.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't think we'd take many casualties. The infantry was going to go back to Hawaii, but the artillery was supposed to go on to Okinawa and engage in that campaign. But so many guys were wounded that they called all the artillery, like machine gunners that set up an outside ring around your guns. They done away with them. They were sent to the front lines. And anybody that you didn't really need went to the front lines. So consequently they pulled a lot of our people. We lost a lot of people too. And so we went back to Hawaii rather than, and so 3 days was, fact is I was supposed to land the first day at 2 o'clock. And so we got up and they'd come over the loudspeaker, Marines, go to your debarkation stations. And so I went with some of the guys that I knew was going out, and I said, I'll see you after dinner. And like you said, boy, the stuff was just blowing up every place. They had planes that came in and strafed the beach, dive bombers that was dive bombing, boats that had
Missiles?
missiles that'd go in and shell the beach, and and then we had bombers come over and bomb. It didn't look like anything would be alive on it. But anyway, when it come 2 o'clock, the Japs had taken the beaches pretty well away from us, and we had a lot of landing craft that was stranded on the beach that had been knocked out. There wasn't that many places to land, and what they needed was water and ammo and a place to get rid of the wounded. So they pulled me off to go in the next day instead of that day with the radio jeep they could death out of it. And that's the reason I got put off to go in on the second day instead of the first. But it didn't make a whole lot of difference. The sea was worse the second day than it was the first day. We still had all kinds of landing craft, disabled on the beach. We still needed ammo and water, and they still needed to get rid of wounded, but they had to get some communications. So went in anyway.
Yeah. How long did you end up being there for?
35 days. And any one of them at any time, you could have got killed. There just wasn't a safe place.
Yeah. It must have been, given that you were told you'd be there 3 days, and it just went on and on, it must have been pretty difficult to keep your hopes up.
That's one of the things that one of the high spots was when they raised the flag. When they raised the flag on top of Suribachi. Suribachi was really giving us a lot of problems. All our forward observers were sitting on top of that, and they could, just like I could look down at that bag, they could look down at the beach, and they could call the artillery far down on us. And when they took Suribachi and on our flag up, well, that was a plus. Up to then, we was just getting shot out at us, really. And the second thing that was that really raised our morale was when the first B-29 landed. We were still fighting on the north end of the island, and when it landed, and as a matter of fact, when they fixed it and it took off, it took some infantry fire from the Japs when it went off the north end of the island.
Oh, really?
That was the second time that, but other than that, you'd said there wasn't a safe place. You didn't run a radio jeep was a prime target.
Yeah.
And so you kept your aerial down all you could. Telephone, you had a telephone line run back to CP from the FO, and it got knocked out sometimes by mortars. But one of the favorite tricks of the Japs was to be in a cave, come out and cut the line, and wait for somebody to come and repair it. Another learning experience.
Well, how did you resolve that? You had to fix the line, right?
Oh yeah. Well, you just looked around. If there was a cave there, then you had some grenades that you just had to pay attention.
Sure.
Really pay attention.
Yeah. Was there a time that you were particularly disheartened by the whole fight?
No, never wanted, at no time would I have ever surrendered. Fact is, I don't think anybody in our division would have. I think we'd all been killed first.
Oh, sure. But I mean, just in terms of spirits and...
When you shut down for the night, you knew the next morning you was gonna charge again. And you wasn't looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, and you'd lost, I'll tell you what, you lost a lot of weight. And you were so tired. That was the two things that really amazed me, was how tired I was. I was just wore out all the time. And weight, you didn't have a whole lot to eat. Just, most of it was rations, and you really didn't want to eat that bad. You had C rations and K rations. K rations, did you ever have a K ration?
I had C rations. I don't think I've ever had K rations. So.
K ration was a Cracker Jack box that had wax on it, and it's just the size of a Cracker Jack box, and had a little tin of cheese or they had pork loaf with half a flakes. Wasn't worth a damn. And then they had some crackers, 4 cigarettes, a little bitty book of matches, a little thing of coffee, and you could light that box and heat water for the coffee. But you can imagine how you filled you got with that.
Yeah.
And then we had those when we were in combat on the front lines. We had what they called a D ration bar. And a D ration bar was a bar of chocolate about that wide, about that long, and about that thick, and hard as a rock. But that, if you needed some energy, you'd eat that D ration bar. And it, consequently, ever since, and you could light, it came in a wax package too. Light it and put some water on and melt it to where you could eat it pretty easy. But I got my fill of chocolate. Between it and chocolate chip cookies, we'd get chocolate chip cookies. Everybody wanted to send you as good a cookie as they could. And then chocolate chips had turned white from, heat.
Yeah.
We still ate them, they're still good. But I lost my taste for chocolate though.
The Japanese must have been having a hard time eating in fresh water too. I understand they were starving.
They were.
Yeah.
We didn't realize how starving they were. And I'll tell you what, they were underground. And underground, there was a lot of sulfuric gases. And it was hot. They had it tougher than we did underground. Once we got off Suribachi, there they had it pretty well because it was high enough they could vent it. But on the north end of the island, it was so jumbled up they couldn't do that.
Yeah. And you went back to Hawaii after Iwo?
Last thing we done when we left Thailand, we went through the cemetery, and then we boarded ship